Kamala Harris has been very short on specifics when it comes to economy, other than saying she wants an opportunity economy. What are the specific mechanics of how prices come down? You know, the steps that would be taken in a second term for you?
So, first of all, she can't do an interview. You ask questions like, give me a specific answer. She talks about her lawn when she was growing up. This woman is not equipped to be president. She's not equipped to deal with President Xi, who I took in hundreds of billions of dollars with him, and Putin. We had no war with Putin. With Bush, they took a lot. Biden, they're trying to take everything. With Obama, they took a lot. With Trump, Russia took nothing. It was so sad. When they took over, they cut the oil way down, and oil started going through the roof. It was going to go to $10 a gallon. It was going to go to numbers that nobody's ever seen. And so they went back to the Trump drilling. They said, let it go back. That was the only good thing, but they stopped. Because I would be there, but 4 years later, I would be triple what the number was. Right now, they're just about even where I was. But they only did that because of the fact that they eventually have an election coming up. One of the reasons that Putin went in, because it went to $100 a barrel instead of $40 a barrel. And he could fight all the wars he wants with those kind of numbers because he's a big seller of oil and gas.
One of your campaign themes is we're not going back. But I wonder what you say to voters who do want to go back when it comes to the economy specifically, because their groceries were less expensive, housing was more affordable when Donald Trump was president.
Well, let's start with the fact that when Joe Biden and I came in office, during the height of a pandemic, we saw over 10 million jobs were lost. Literally, we were all tracking the numbers. Hundreds of people a day were dying because of COVID. The economy had crashed. In large part, all of that because of mismanagement by Donald Trump of that crisis. When we came in, our highest priority was to do what we could to rescue America. And today, we know that we have inflation at under 3%. A lot of our policies have led to the reality that America recovered faster than any wealthy nation around the world. But you are right. Prices, in particular for groceries, are still too high. The American people know it, I know it.
James, before we go, I've got to ask you about this interview on Friday. Kamala Harris, Tim Walz sat down. The first official, could be the only official interview we're going to see. I thought this response from the Vice President, obviously candidate now, spoke volumes. Have a listen.
If you are elected, what would you do on day one in the White House?
Well, there are a number of things. I will tell you, first and foremost, one of my highest priorities is to do what we can to support and strengthen the middle class. When I look at the aspirations, the goals, the ambitions of the American people, I think that people are ready for a new way forward.
First of all, it looked like she was in a police interview and she had, Tim Walz sitting there like her lawyer, ready to jump in if she got herself into trouble. But what leader doesn't know what they want to do day one in the top job?
Well, I mean, seriously, Peter, you've worked on countless political campaigns. You know this. The first thing that a candidate's going to be asked is, what will you do on day one? She looked like Bart Simpson giving that book report on Treasure Island when he hadn't read the book. She didn't know what she was talking about. It was all just, motherhood statements and such. Beyond that, though, she's got a big problem here because, day one was really 3.5 years ago for Kamala Harris. She's been in that White House for almost 4 years now as the vice president. So what's she going to be doing now? Running from the Biden-Harris record? This is a huge problem, I think, for her. This is why we probably won't see another big interview, if we can call that an interview. And we may even see her figure out or confect some way to get out of the coming debate.